So Buzz, it's been a long time coming, but you finally got your group of Doncaster Knights in, and we are back and starting training. You must be delighted.
Yeah, no, really chuffed. It's been great to be back at Castle Park. I think that's it's been a long time coming, so I think there's a lot of excitement around the place and lads sort of getting to know each other. It's a little bit tough for them at the moment because they're in small groups, but just try to build as many connections as we can at the moment. But the main thing is it's great to be back and having something to do with your day.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit of an unusual pre-season to say the least, but what is the plan for the next few weeks with the boys?
I think the first thing is to see where they are, obviously, over the next week, so see where they are conditioning wise, which from what we've seen so far, they've all come back in pretty good shape, and they're not going into a testing regime because it's probably quite the amount of time they've had off as such or on home programme, sort of time for injury, so we're just going to build them back into the sort of on-feet programme. But they've all come back in pretty good shape and they seem like they're going to fly into that quite easily.
The latest communication we've had is sort of a mid-January start. Is that the start date and the target that you're aiming towards now?
I don't know the full ins and outs. I'll be honest, I've been quite focused on just getting the boys in and looking forward to that. The rumour on the grapevine is for a mid-January start. I think for us as a team, we're just going to try. I said we sort of had a chat the other day saying we've missed being here for a long time. What we don't want to do is waste time thinking about if, buts and maybes. Let's just enjoy being back and enjoy each other's company and driving the ball in our hands and doing what we love doing.
Now that you've had the chance to have the group all in together and with your coaching staff, what sort of messages have you given to the team?
I think the big thing is obviously it's a big shift in the squad, the management team. I think we just want to make sure we set our stall out early. I think the first thing is we've just got to get to know each other a little bit. But then eventually we'll start to build down those, make those connections, and just sort of, we've got to at some point come with an evaluation of how we want to play. Which as a coaching staff we've got a good idea, but it's mainly got to be owned by the players. And also, what do they want to represent? What does Doncaster Knights want to represent over the next season? I think it's important that we've got a bit of an identity. So, at the end of the season, people can identify what we're about as a team, as a club, and filtering into the community. I think that's a really big thing for us moving forward. So I think that'll take a bit of time, but I'd like to think at the end of the year that people can speak in a positive light around those sort of areas.
And there was one face there that we recognise a little bit from a brief spell on loan, but I'd like to say that Will Britton has now joined the squad on a full-time basis. You must be happy to have brought Will into the fold.
Yeah, no, I've worked with Will in the past. So I've worked with him at a previous club, and like I said, he's a fantastic guy, which is first and foremost the most important thing. I think he'll massively bring positivity to the environment through his own standards of training and playing, and just as generally as a bloke. I think he's a great bloke, so that's the most important thing ticked off. And then Will's here to develop and then hopefully further his career.